In this video, we will set up data link prevention or DLP on the FortiGate, and this feature deals with file blocking through the firewall. So first, we need to enable the DLP feature on our firewall. So let's go to the features page, and here under security features is DLP. Let's turn that on and apply the changes. Now let's go to the DLP security profile page on the firewall. This is where we can define what type of files or messages that we want to filter. So we will set up a DLP profile for our staff users that will block Adobe PDF files and archive zip type files that are detected through web access, email, or FTP through the firewall. So to do that, we're going to first create a new profile. So let's click on the plus here. And let's go ahead and enter or create a name for this profile. Once we do that, let's create a Dlp rule. And here we will filter based on files. And we want to filter based on the file type. So we're going to specify the file types. And we will select PDF and zip archive type files. So let's go ahead and locate the PDF. Here it is. And our archive zip. Okay, so now we want to examine these type of files from web access, email, and FTP. And all of that is listed here at the bottom for basically how we wanted to examine these type of files going through our firewall. So we'll leave all of these checked, and these are basically the defaults here. Now for the action, which is important, if these type of files are detected, we want them to we want to block that access. So these are the possible options, and we're going to select block. Okay, once we're done, let's go ahead and add this rule or this new filter, and let's apply. Next, we need to enable DLP in a security policy. So let's go back to the policy page. Let's edit one of our existing policies where any user that is using a Windows or Mac computer is allowed to access the internet. And here, let's enable DLP services. And let's specify the staff profile that we created. And finally, let's save our changes. Now let's test this out. Let's go to our user computer where we are connected to Dropbox, and let's confirm if our user can upload or download files through the firewall. They should not. So let's see what happens when our user tries to download a PDF file from their Dropbox account. So let's go to our test folder. And we created a file called top secret file. It's not really top secret, it's just something we're using for testing. Let's see if we can try to download that. And let's say download. Okay, and you will see that the file gets blocked as expected. That's fantastic. Let's go back to the previous page. Now let's try to upload a PDF file from our computer up to Dropbox. So we'll click on here for upload. You'll select one of our files here, a PDF file. This could be a file that contains all of our company's passwords. Okay, and again, we receive an upload error because it is blocking that particular action. Let's go back to the firewall, and we can monitor file blocking behavior by going to the security log for DLP. Okay, and here we are. So there we can see the download and the upload file attempts on Dropbox being blocked. So we see uploads here. We see went to something called test folder, and this is the file that we try to download. All these are events that were blocked. So when a file is inspected and if it is blocked by the FortiGate, it is able to do that because it has a list of supported decoders which knows how a PDF file or a zip file, among others, is constructed. Even if the user tries to change the extension of the file that they want to upload or download to avoid detection, the decoders on the FortiGate will still be able to determine the actual file type. So for example, on our user computer, let's rename our PDF file with a different extension. I'm going to try to do something devious here. Let's change it to a different extension. We'll change it to a .bat file. Now let's try to upload that file to Dropbox. So let's go ahead and let's go to our test folder and let's upload that file here. We'll choose Files and we will select, which is here. Oh, actually it's under the download folder. There it is, passwords.bat. Well, it still gets blocked by our firewall. So changing the extension did nothing. Let's go back to our firewall now. Going back to the security log for DLP. Okay, and there on the very first couple of lines, password.bat, it was blocked because it is still a PDF file regardless of renaming that file extension. It looks like we need to pay a visit to this user for performing deceitful activities on the network when they are not allowed to do so. Okay, so that concludes this video for setting up and testing DLP or file blocking on the FortiGate.